Yep, Oasis. So, if we see more rush style, then expect some Ramatra gameplay. Both teams will definitely be suffering as they have.
Yeah, I'd expect to see some Ramatra more often than not. The Orisa out from Spacestation. And being read, of course, by Hardy, it means that Zarya is going to really help with that frontline trade. I think right now we do have our team swapped, so we get Spacestation on our right side, AF Zodiacs on the left. Note the compositions as well. Cassidy goes for your starting hit scan, just does a lot of consistent damage, not as bursty as the Sojin, but can be focused out a little bit easier. As well, that magnetic grenade so strong into Tracers. Should we be seeing them? And seeing Psycho, seeing Kurama in the server, I very much expect to see the swaps to the Tracers as soon as these Symmetra TPs have expired. And there it is. Actually, Psycho on the Echo, so that's frontline damage for you galore. They're going to be trading frontlines the entire time. Our Space Station, the FX Zodiacs, maybe looking to get a little bit more of a slow fight, just trying to take care of the backline.
Yeah, the Echo pick, I'm not the world's greatest fan of, but speaking of Echo, Psycho just kind of waltzing around in the backline trying to get something done. Sparky will get the kill onto Kurama to open things up. The EF Flex Zodiac down a lot of their firepower. Just like you mentioned, the Tracer is a very big thorn in the side for any team that has to play against. And just, applying that anti-heal is so powerful.
What an early pick. I mean, with Racer going down there, I would expect a reset from Flexodex, but they're looking to fight at least for now. And then, yeah, they're just getting punished. Sparker walks into their backline on the Cassidy, finds the 3-piece. And, I mean, like that, it's 2 fights already for Space Station Gaming. Reset can come through, but I think you mentioned you weren't a fan of this Echo. It is pretty tricky, yes, into, at least 3 people who have an easy time dealing with you, onto Racer and Kurama, but just not being punished so far. Instead, it is the damage mainly of Sparker and Landon that's been finding success.
Yeah, and speaking of damage finding success, Kurama is successfully drawing people away onto the point. Untu's gonna find the kill on a Funny Astro, landed down as well. No supports for Space Station. Kurama will get taken out eventually, but EF Flex Zodiac should be able to flip this point pretty soon, as I don't know what happened there. I don't know what was going on there.
It looks like they kind of got sandwiched in between the core of Flex Zodiac's Kurama flanking. They tried to play aggressive with Landon's window, but kind of split their play, and because of that, did get punished for it. Psycho does get some posthumous stickies onto the Tracer, which may mean the hold of Flex Zodiacs for a smidgen will be a little bit weaker, but that Tracer is going to come back quick. We're going to have a full 5-on-5 also in line here. This one might be a little bit chaotic. Yeah,
the amplification matrix from EF Flex Zodiac just gets absolutely nullified by Space Station, just running the opposite direction. Terra Surge comes out from Tom. Not much to be found besides the Immortality Field. Broad FD not in the fight. Son will get taken out by the fan. And just like that, Space Station, I mean, they invest the duplicate a little late in the fight.
That they do. Speaking of the investing, though, I mean, they invest 4 ults in that fight. Yeah, Landon will be able to charge up to a window relatively quickly, but there is a moment in time here, Mustard, where Flex Zodiacs do have that beat advantage. They can go quick if they recognize it, if they can capitalize. Yeah, perfect.
Oh, onto great shots onto Landon. Gonna be taking that Flying Baptiste out of the fight. And, oh, careful. Gotta watch your back, but yeah, Flex Zodiac, they will be taking this first point. Oh, not first. They will be capturing the point again. And, I mean, that's just a great pick, I think, overall. I mean, if you're, like, Landon, what are you doing? Why are you jumping there?
Yeah, maybe he got the PayPal, but I mean, we spoke beforehand about how maybe Kurama was the stronger player on the side of Flex Zodiacs, but it has been Untu who's been finding the frags time and time again. That's a flank here from Kurama. Free scaling into the backline. Spark, will it be able to hit the grenades?
Ooh. There it is. The grenade doesn't really go down. The pulse bomb somehow takes out Landon. Not quite sure where that pulse bomb was for that to occur, but as the fight breaks down, no supports for Space Station, but they do have that tank advantage if Kadi can stay alive long enough to make things happen. But Kurama and Untu, just so much damage being pumped out. And yeah, Flex Zodiac, they'll hold on to it for now.
Yeah, that they will. There's still going to be a recontest here for Space Station. They're also charged back up to beat Terra Surge. Window all online for them. Will they be able to cap out here, or will Flex Zodiac steal the first?
Yeah, Hadi playing strong in this mini room. Someone has to get on the point. Looks like it will be Seiko. That high noon from Untu comes out to beat the counter just to make sure that, if you get caught out, it is okay to stick as well. So Untu already taken out, but Rod FD has that sound barrier. Going to be dropping the beat a little bit later, but the support's not there. EF Flex Zodiac going to get taken out one by one. Sparker with the shots. And Space Station will be capping, and I mean, it's one fight.
The stick from Psycho was superfluous onto Untu, but final vote anyway, so they don't be too upset about that. Again, it's an expensive one from Space Station, but they will have the window and the deader. There is so much space control that Flex Zodiac's going to really struggle to get onto the point, and when they do, only the Terra Surge, the Pulse Bomb, huge advantage here for Space Station, and with a pick like that, it might just be over.
Yeah, if you're trying to win the fight, you're gonna need to hit that stick. But wait, things are still relatively even as a 2v3, but with the Orisa up for Space Station, not a lot you can do for EF Flex Zodiac as Landon cleans things up.
Yeah, the damage that Landon's Baptiste can do is really second to none. I mean, at least in the region of EMEA, you know, the OWCS region at least, he is the best Baptiste. I think there are very few people who can contest. Maybe Ghost 91, but even that, a bit of a stretch. So, I mean, Flexodex, it's going to be really the first time they're feeling pressure like this from a Flex support player, and they are, unfortunately, wilty under it. It goes back and forth there, but both teams, I think, winning out their ult fights, but it is the power of Spacestation Gaming to win out those neutral fights. You know, the team play that is finding them more success than not. And of course, the early picks we're seeing out of the DPS is just terrifying. Some of the power that Sparky can exert on this Cassidy is absolutely dismantling Flex Zodiac. So we're coming back out again. Comps, at least on the left side, still the same. Spacestation want to move over to their Winston. No, this is what they've been practicing. This is what they've been playing as often as they can. Spark on the Sojourn as well has pick potential that Flex Zodiac simply can't match.
Yeah, I mean, Spacestation back on a comfort comp, so, you know, yeah, Flex Zodiac, that last map was yours to win in that sense. But we'll see what can happen, because I'm a fan of Dive personally, and looks like Spacestation, they're just biding their time against this Orisa. Son just getting chunked out. Very, very slowly but surely losing HP, just trying to stay alive on this point. As we see Seiko just poking and prodding forward and backwards. But still, just kind of just a stalemate right now. Not too much happening. Just chunking down health bar. Son extremely caught out. Will live, but oh, never mind. Eventually, Sparker will be confirming that kill. Seiko getting the Tracer diff. And yeah, Flex Zodiac going back to spawn, and Spacestation are going to attempt to chase as Reisu will get taken out a little late. So.
Yeah, I mean, Spacestation take that fight slow, so it's hard to describe Flex Zodiacs as roadkill, but they all end up the same place anyway. That is the spawn room. Super aggressive from them, but note how there's not really a target on the side of Spacestation that Flex Zodiacs can focus down. It's just Spacestation who can pick their engages, can pick their tempo and find frags when they need it. And, you know, Funny Astro flirts with death a little bit, but that won't really go anywhere. Re-engaging now, Spacestation firmly on the defense.
Yeah, and they have so many more tools to do with. They basically have every ultimate online. Like the Flex Zodiac, not quite there. They're gonna open things up with the window, but it's countered by the Kitsune rush and the beat from Funny Astro as well. Rod FD also exchanging that, so both support ults out. But Spacestation just with more firepower winning out the fight.
They seem a lot more comfortable when they are off that Orisa comp, and not that they didn't look bad on this Orisa comp, but on this Winston, they're just doing whatever they want. Flex Zodiac simply have no answers, and so you have 3 ults, no backliners, but you don't really need it. You can just wait for Psycho to Sparker to find a final blow, and Hardy can just dive wherever he wishes. Oh. Pressure onto trading hit scans. Kurama?
Yeah, Kurama does just walk off the map. But Son is finding so much value, gonna be taken out too. So yeah, Flex Zodiac, they still have a fighting chance, but Hardy with the Primal Rage will just cancel all of that out. And
Kurama doesn't
Manga.
pulse himself.
Okay.
Kurama doesn't pulse himself, and it's really hard to walk off the map here. I'm assuming he tried to rotate through health pack and got hit by a car on the road. That's the only reason I can see him going down there, and that is a tragic death. Last fight territory here. Manga, as you mentioned, for Flex Zodiacs, is a hard counter to the Monkey, but just no momentum, no ults on the side of Flex Zodiacs to give them that sort of advantage.
Well, they do have their DPS ults, but as I say that, the High Noon already out of the fight as Sparker will be finding a clean headshot, make that a second shot onto Kurama, taking out both DPS, single-handedly winning the fight for Space Station, and no one on EF Flex Zodiac can even touch. That will be Oasis for Space Station. That first map, like you mentioned, a little closer, you know, Space Station kind of out of their comfort zone a little bit, but yeah, that second map, not even close.
I mean, Sparker really just catching a light on that, you know, last fight, 3 rare guns to close it out in pretty punctual fashion, I have to say. Super impressed with what Space Station had. feel like all my comps are pretty strong, all things considered. You know, playing the Winston, playing the Ramatra, even I want to, play the Mirror once again. All of those are pretty valid options, and if they actually end up doing that, I really wouldn't mind to see it at all. No substitutes coming through from Spacestation, so Backbone's still going to be riding the bench, at least for now. Some lovely camaraderie between the players as well, the teams. I think EMEA is a region where you just get to kind of meet a bunch of the players if you attend all the same LANs, so very nice to see they're all there. I mean, myself, I was with Sauna like last weekend, I think. It's just what happens if you have LANs.
Yeah. North America, there's really nothing going on over here, you know. So
yeah,
glad
you guys
that's
have the
going.
investment though, so
Wait,
you got that collegiate bank. You know, we got nothing.
That's true.
My uni team is top 5 in the country.
Yeah.
My uni team is top 5 in the country. We play about our bedrooms, and we have nothing. So
yeah,
that's my little complaint.
That's only like only the best schools get that kind of funding though. Like my school, like we don't got that kind of money. We don't got that kind of cool stuff. So we're in the same boat. But speaking of
Sigma.
same boats, I think I've seen this one before. The Sigma being locked in on Midtown as Kurama will go down to the magnetic grenade. It's probably more frustrating than Flashbang from Overwatch 1 as clean headshot after headshot for Sparker.
Is so good.
Oh, man.
Okay, so I got an agenda to push here because Sparker was one of the most underrated hit scans throughout the final season of Overwatch League, and we can see exactly what he can do right here, right now, when he's given a stage where he can really stretch his legs, no longer on those more supportive roles like a Symmetra or even a Bastion. Now on someone you can just go and find kills like this Cassidy, which he loves so much, then he is just dumpstering all the opposition. And like Zodiac's feeling that right now. So Cap comes through 5.5 minutes on the time bank, and they are looking to set a record pace here on Midtown.
Yeah, they're still taking their time, letting kind of everything go slowly with the correct move. Yeah, like Zodiac, they're set up on the low ground, kind of a little split though. The Orisa kind of down on that bottom right as the rest of the team kind of on the high ground, which, I mean, you have the Baptiste, it's fine. You have the Lucio kind of to run you around, but, still being split like that, Space Station, if they recognize that they can just walk at them and kind of win the fight that way, which is kind of what's happening right now. Yeah, like Zodiac, they invest the Amplification Matrix, but it's just too little too late as their backline just kind of gets chunked down.
They're mirrored matrices, and unfortunately, Space Station is just placed a little bit better. Flexarians can't leverage theirs nearly as well, and on top of things, Spark is just leveraging the Cassidy a hell of a lot better than Untu has. Not had a bad game by any means, but compared to your opposition, unfortunately, it's just not the same. So we're rolling into the second point. A recontest will be available, but the advantage in the favor of Space Station game in this flux of Hardy has to be speared or beaten. If not, then it's going to be another fight win for Space Station Gaming.
Yeah, Seiko spotted out though, forced to recall early. A great heads up from Kurama. The beat comes out from Funny Astro just to nullify anything from that Terra Surge. And the beat from Rod FD just a little too late. Does not save the Cassidy. And yeah, like you mentioned, the FX Zodiac, they're just gonna get whittled down.
And as I mentioned, yeah, Flux connects and they can do nothing about it. So again, 5.25 minutes
Kurama.
here. Kurama is going to get staggered. The magnetic nade doesn't do the final blow. That will be his counterpart. But again, that means you can't go for the quick arch hold here. So Grand Central Station could be another racetrack for Space Station to absolutely careen through this pace they're setting here. Mustard is unmatched. Deadeye is going to burn some time off the bank, but it won't find a kill. Landon does go down. This does make it awkward. There's a chance here.
There is a chance, yeah, with a lot of the healing gone. We see San just kind of walking forward, but already so low. Seiko will find the pick on Rod FD and San as well. Sparker will get the Cassidy diff, and just like that, Seiko with 3. I mean,
we spoke about it in the pre-show, didn't we, Mustard? Psycho finally integrated into this London Spitfire core, and just look what he can do when he is comfortable. 3 kills and a 4v5 deficit. He's the hero of that fight. EFX Zodiacs have to defend for 4.25 minutes against a single fight loss, and already they're at a massive disadvantage.
Yeah, I mean, they have the Amplification Matrix. It's really the only saving grace here as they buy space away from Space Station, so it helps a little bit just to ease things up, stabilize a smidgen, get that cart stopped the first time. But San's just gonna get completely walked at, especially with the window from Space Station. Landon just pumping out a lot of damage alongside Sparker with another clean headshot. And it's all Space Station.
In his spawn, man. They're in his spawn. Sparker just cannot be stopped. There can be no touch. 3 minutes and 40 seconds. Space Station exert their dominance on the server. Flexodex, they fly on the wall. I mean, this is impressive, right? I guess it just took Space Station a little bit of time to get warmed up into the series. Remember, they have been playing Overwatch all day. First, I think it was University on Ilios, or on Oasis, sorry. You know, that was relatively back and forth, ended 199. But after that, I mean, it just looks like Space Station locked in, you know? Because what are we witnessing? Sparker just decides to 1v5 the first fight. Psycho, I mean, this three-piece is just disgusting.
Man, Rod, what are you doing over there? Oh, that's, I mean, yeah, it's the DPS show for Space Station, but yeah,
I mean,
3 minutes 40 seconds left. I mean, yeah,
and he just hasn't had to play the video game.
Yeah, he's just chilling on cart, you know, bro, scrolling Twitter, tweeting from the cart, you know, like we've all seen it, but I mean, I think it's just real here. And 3 minutes and 40 seconds. I mean, that payload just. It got stopped like what, once, twice, and it wasn't even Flexodiac winning the fight.
Like mid fights, I think.
Yeah.
That was kind of it. So I guess you could theoretically cap faster on this map, but only if your opponents actually don't know what the objective is. 4 minutes now to try and finish the map, then we go to extra innings. I don't think there's much of a chance of Flexodex equalizing the time of Space Station Gaming, so it's all about just getting a cap and hoping you can catch up in those extra innings. Sparker does go low. It's awkward.
Oh man, there's just no damage to follow up on as Sparker gets healed. You know, the Baptiste coming in clutch as a little bit of a tracer duel happening on the side. Not too much to come of it besides some recalls expended. As you see, Rod FD kind of getting into the thick of things, but also now getting chased out by Funny Astro. Seiko there to clean things up, confirm that kill. Hottie goes down, so no tank for Space Station. This could potentially be turnable for Flexodiac, especially with Funny Astro going down, but San, yeah, San out of the fight now.
There's just no chance, unfortunately. I mean, your tank goes down, you simply cannot push. Even though Space Station as well, a little bit weaker, then Hardy's going to be back a hell of a lot faster. Looks like they want to take some aggressive space, and I do respect the effort, but it's going to be noted, Rod is experimenting a little bit, and almost experiments all the way to the grave. Funny Astro falls a chance.
Wait, Funny Astro out of the fight again, onto, like, just popping off once more. But, yeah, okay. I think Space Station, they're gonna have to come back into this. A little bit rough though. The great stick confirms the kill. The lamp does come out, so it's a little bit of safety, but that immortality field does not last forever. Rod FD already out of the fight. And a great headshot to clean up San. And onto. But Krama's fighting the good fight back there.
Yeah, lovely work on the Tracer, but Space Station they bend, but they don't break. 2-6 given up. It's lovely progress for Flexodiacs, but at the end of the day, they just need to get a cap. They need to finish out the map, and that's half their time man gone. If they can, you know, find a similar fight, then we can maybe start talking about responses. We can start talking about how we can get into the last point. And Space is owned by the Deadeye, but the same can be said of Kuruma so far in the backline.
Oh, Rod FD, like this Lucio keeps getting picked off early. It's not a good sign, but I guess, you know, you equalize with the kill on the Funny Astro. No lamps, no Lucios for both teams, but oh man, clean shots with Sparker. Again, it's the Sparker show out here.
Sparker wasn't able to contribute as much to the frontline trade because he was so focused on taking care of Kuruma in the backline. So that does allow Flexodiacs to walk onto the point, but they can't really do anything while they're there without that Tracer to follow up on, you know, your damage. So lovely work. Not as flashy maybe from Sparker, but able to put a nice bow on top of things with the dink onto Kuruma, 2-tapping the Tracer out the server. Minute left to go. They have maybe 2 more chances if they're quick, and Space Station so far have just not shown the weakness that we need to give us some sort of belief here.
Yeah, beat online for both these Lucios. It's going to be the only ultimate for Flexodiac who are going to have to run someone over in this short amount of time. but it will not happen. The Flux comes up, locks everyone out. Reisu will get taken early. And yeah, you know what? You get a little bit of percentage, but you get a kill or two, but that's gonna be all for EF Flux Zodiac. But they do have one more fight.
Yeah, not all she wrote just yet, but it's looking more and more like it. Spacestation posting forward, and for good reason. They want to fight aggressive. Psycho's Pulse Bomb, yeah, speculative at best. There's a window online here for Landon, and that could be the straw that breaks the camel's back, as it were. This Tracer Duel has to give at least some sort of advantage for Kuruman Recall. Of course, that is not what Flexo wanted to see.
Yeah, Kurama just trying his best to win the fight. Landon gets taken out though. No Baptiste for both teams, but down to Cassidy for EF Flux Zodiac. Oh, and the tank as well. You know what? Just get some percentage. Maybe get a stick. Oh, maybe get a kill or two, but that's going to be, like you mentioned, it's going to be all she wrote for EF Flux Zodiac. Space Station Gaming will be taking a 2-0 and going 10-0 here in the Swiss stage.
That's another fresh grave in the wake of Space Station Gaming. They're just too strong right now. There's no two ways about it. There's nobody who can seem to compete with them, and because of that, thinking about when we head to the main event, when we head into the group stages, then I don't know, it just fills me with a little bit of fear if I'm a team who has to play against them. The tape is out there now, so exactly.
still look very, very good. And their opponents, we know one of their players. We talked about it beforehand. The only player we know on a one-man army is Straybor.
Yeah, Straybor I've casted quite a few times, most known for Sheer Cold. Sheer Cold did make it top 8 in OWCS Stage 1, so Straybor is a very strong pickup for the team of one-man army, who are currently playing this kind of brawly kind of poke style here, mostly poke against this dive of Space Station, which they have to be very careful of, because once that dive really cements down on them, they're going to be in a very tough spot.
Alright, yeah, and one-man army, I mean, this is just a game of ring around the rosy with this point right now, but it'll be Space Station that gets this early flip, and Theomatic is all alone. Backs up, has to put up the barrier as Funny Astro continues to just jump around the map, being an annoying little gnat. Right now, it kind of feels like this fight has yet to start, but Space Station already 15%. Finally, some form of engagement begins as Skitza is very, very low in the face of Psycho. Psycho takes a shot from the Helix rockets, but it will be Funny Astro and Sparker that get this map started, and Space Station will cement themselves on the point, already 30%.
You may not have noticed it, but Sparker went on a mad flank there, completely isolated, almost. Didn't get caught out, was able to apply the pressure, and that pressure was followed up by the dive. Now one-man army are trying to match them with their own dives. Skitza is a very good Tracer player on their own, but can they match Seiko? That's just another question entirely.
Alright, here we go. Now, almost a mirror. Hit scans. The only difference here is Hottie hits the jump in button, ready to go. Skitza solo. Not going to be able to get out alive there. The Kitsune Rush from Ollie is going to push Space Station back for the time being. They're going to move over to the point now as Space Station decides that they're going to hit the aggression with their own Kitsune Rush. No flip for a one-man army just yet, as Sparker is going to open up this fight, and the engagement, the go button for Hottie is hit. They jump in, they get the kills, and they win the fight.
You invest Kitsune Rush, you're wanting one of two things: A, to win the fight, or B, to get the point. Neither occurs. Ollie goes down super late here. With 10% to go, it's going to have to be Skitza, who's gone down. Space Station have trampled over their opponents here in Busan.
Yeah, Primal Rage from Hottie. There's going to be a touch for a one-man army. I assume it's Straybor over there. Yeah, Psycho and the gang trying to track them down, and it will be Psycho that gets it. Space Station is going to take map number 1 on Busan.
Experience. Straight up, that's the word. Experience. That Kitsune Rush came out. I want to harken back to that, because that kite from Space Station, sure, one army should have used that time to maybe get the point or pressure them a bit more, but it meant the Space Station could get that breathing room, not fight into the rush, and then come into the next fight with their own rush uncontested. That's what happened. They won the fight out, and it was too late in the point at that point for one-man army to bring it back. Space Station are on their A game right now, not just with their mechanics, but with their macro understanding of the game. They're students of the game. They've got brilliant coaching backing of Christopher as well, and they're just proving that they're here in Stage 2 to win.
All right, here we go. Once again, the only difference is the hit scan DPS, so we'll see if Avo can get something going with this Sojourn as we begin downtown. And there's Avo opening it up early, does get traded out by Hottie. Hottie pushing them back now. It's a 2 versus 1. It is Ollie and Straybor versus Hottie in a back alley, but Hottie decides, I'm not going to take this fight, jump back to the point. They're going to get the first flip.
And despite Funny Astro going down first, it is Space Station that get the last laugh. They're able to follow up on the a great bubble placement by Hattie for one as well, splitting up the team of one-man army, being able to take them out. Now again, one-man army continuing to match this dive, but Sparko and the Cassidy is just working so well.
Sparker throws out the magnetic grenade, not going to find a target, but everybody else will. Everybody getting a piece of a one-man army right now, and they're pushing right into the spawn doors.
On business, that's what Space Station are. No ifs or doubts about it. We're coming up to some big ults for Space Station. The rush most of all. Landon will just sweep the floor here. There's no match, there's no beat. so it will be a clean win. Seiko as well off the pulse bomb, and there's been a few out of position moments for one man army, so that pulse bomb could get value.
Ah! Barker just has the crosshair on Skitza's head, and there's just nothing a one-man army can do. They're just being shoved into a locker. Theomatic has to pop the Primal Rage, able to pummel down Funny Astro, and finally, they find some footing here. The TP's gonna come out from Landon as Theomatic continues to find so much value with the Primal Rage. Avo for 4!
And like a berserker, when blood is drawn, one-man army goes into a rage. That primal in the room there was brilliant by Theomatic to pop that, turn the tides of that battle. Theomatic really led the charge there for one-man army, and it's a great win. Now that Rush can get matched, Funny Astro is going to be a little bit quicker to this beat, though, to try and save the team.
Alright, Kitsune Rush from Ollie and Landon all at once. One-man army gonna back up to the point as they do not want to take this fight. They know how dangerous Space Station can be, and in the Deadeye, Avo holds it just a second too long. Sparker does end up going down, but it's a 2-for-1 trade, and Space Station is in control right now. Theomatic takes a pulse bomb, takes a sniper monkey shot from Hottie, and a one-man army cannot keep it going. Space Station are going to get this flip.
Yeah, and you know, you look at this comp and you think, what's Cassidy doing there? This is dive, but they're playing very well with that speed boost for Funny Astro to go for those flanks to bail Sparker out in moments where they get caught up on. And of course, that nade is so detrimental to any movement character on one-man army that once it hits, they're going to get stuck, they're going to get headshot, they're going to lose that fight.
Here we go, one-man army getting set up. 88, now 90% for Space Station Gaming. Hindered is Hottie in the backline, pops the Primal Rage, tries to jump onto Ollie. It'll be a trade landed for Theomatic right here. We'll see if one-man army can get anything done without their tank, and Hottie has a backhand that says, no, you cannot. Space Station Gaming take map number 1 on Busan.
It's Hottie in the filmmaking business because they're great at pulling focus. That primal was brilliant. They applied so much pressure in the backline there in the critical overtime moment that one-man army was too split enough to follow up on the elimination that they've gotten. That's just great intelligent tank play there from both sides. Actually, Avo that gets the play of the game, so you have something there. Avo did really pop off in this fight, however, but there's going to be a new season, there's going to be new patch notes. We don't really know what the future is going to really hold, but Space Station have 2 old Twisted Minds. They have beat Ents 2-1. They are out of the top 3 teams, if you want to call those teams the top 3 teams, which is very easy to do. Space Station are on top right now in the Swiss stage, and yet it's early game, you know? Gio, why are you trying to predict something? You're trying to predict an omelette and all you have is eggs. But still, Space Station, they're looking like Stage 2 might be their time to prove themselves and go to the top and basically quell any thoughts of, oh, do they not have the versatility? Do they not have what it takes to win? No, they're showing here that they absolutely do.
I mean, eggs are the main ingredient of an omelet, so you know.
Not a
So
season
going-
it though.
Yeah, well, obviously. But here we go as we get into Eichenwald, a one-man army on the Orisa, the generally considered meta. So in the face of Hadi here, they're just trying to push him back for the time being. They're doing a pretty good job until Sparker finds a headshot. Straybor's head ripped off with the Peacemaker revolver. And Sparker
Bye-bye.
in the next area code now, thanks to Theomatic. By Sparker, so in this fight, far from over, but without Theomatic, one-man army are going to be hurting for the frontline pressure, and Hadi going to be able to put an end to this fight for the time being anyway.
I mean, Orisa's meta for a few reasons, but the strongest thing of Orisa is just survivability. What Sigma also gives, though, is that survivability to the rest of his team. You put up that shield, you give an angle to your hit scan. Suddenly Landon and Sparker can be a little bit more aggressive with their angles, find more follow-up, and of course you have those hands that come up and suck the damage. So it was a great counter to that Orisa there that might just be their speciality against Orisa compositions, as they have now went back to Ramatra to go up against this dive composition, which is going to be hard in second point where there's so much high ground.
Alright, here we go. Evo trying to find a target for this railgun, not quite going to be able to do so. Psycho has to use the recall to get out, almost had the pulse bomb in hand, 99% to that. But Evo actually going to throw the disruptor shot in, take it down Landon. So without the Baptiste here, Space Station Gaming might be able to do something here. Can they find Sparker? They do find Sparker, the jump shot dunk from Evo, but it's just trades after trades, and Evo continues to be a menace. Hadi versus Evo right now. Evo able to just barely get around the corner, but Hadi tracks the Sojourn down. A one-man army. He cannot do it alone. Space Station continue their push.
Yeah, that reboot of Halloween was looking real scary, and Hadi playing the part of Jason Voorhees, and now Space Station are in a great place. They can utilize this window, but of course this Kitsune Rush is going to come out from one-man army, and that's going to be their main win condition.
All right, Evo trying to find something else here with the overclock. Hadi is pummeled down at Theomatic though, so there's very little engagement here for one-man army. They invested 4 ultimates here, and they got zilch.
Yeah, Landon got stuck, looked down to Immortality Field, had beat, didn't use it after the beat was out. That's the small micro play of someone who's going to win a stage, someone who's going to go to the upper echelon. Bye-bye, Sparker. That's the second time.
Yeah, one more time.
It's just wonderful to see the small differences between your average BAP player who would have used Immortality there and Landon, who, as Spectrum said, and I'm keen to agree, Landon may be the best Baptiste in EMEA. Potentially all of Overwatch, maybe, if I may be so bold.
Well, I mean, I guess we'll see at DreamHack, but for now, it's Landon, and Landon alone as Baptiste in this lobby. Psycho has Pulse Bomb ready to go. Evo able to force the recall out of Psycho here. Still looking for a target, but Hadi with this annihilation is a nightmare for a one-man army, getting pushed back into their own spawn once again. And as the Nemesis form comes out, it is more of the punctuation on this point. 3 minutes 47 seconds for Space Station Gaming here on Eichenwald. A speed blitz from Space Station.
Yeah, you're trying to do a speed run any percent there, but 3 minutes 47 on Eichenwald. That's tough to come back from. So it's getting yeeted off the map by a spear, and this is that fight that we saw briefly there in the replay was so back and forth. But that fight started with Landon going down, got caught out by the disruptor shot. But Space Station are confident enough that even without that pressure of the Baptiste for them, they know how to play into that without that pressure on their side and swap it up. They had a pulse bomb, they invested it, they used their ults. Their ults are investments. They invested in themselves and they won that fight. That's the difference between, that's where you see the levels between teams when you're qualifying for the next stage of OWCS.
I mean, Hadi and Space Station, they look very, very comfortable. on this Ramatra rush. I mean, of course they would, right? I mean, the rush is this team's bread and butter, and obviously we saw on Busan, they are more than happy to run a dive composition, but if they can run a rush or a brawl, that's just what they're gonna do.
Absolutely. I mean, that's their bread and butter. They are very good at a dive also, as we have seen. So they actually do have that versatility. Even brought out the Sigma as well. So they have one for all of the three main groupings of comps that we have: poke, brawl, and dive. But yeah, you're right. Brawl is their bread and butter, and Hattie is looking very good on the Ramatra, who, sadly for all the Reinhardt mains, is the Reinhardt replacement right now.
All right, here we go. Theomatic able to jump onto Psycho. Hadi has to play safe, win the face of the anti from Ollie. Pops the Nemesis form, throws up the hands, punch back, slept everything into Hadi. Hadi is cut. Ollie does get traded out here, and Sparker, with the excellent tracking onto Theomatic, is able to drop the Doom Fist. Can they keep this going? They get a tick for one-man army, but the health pools are not looking great right now. Sparker still on a tirade right now. They find Avo. Can they get the point here? Able to take down Sparker is Skitza, but Psycho has returned to the fight. Hadi on the Reinhardt is in this fight once again. Charges on the map of the Germans, and I mean, we'll see. The shield goes down. Theomatic jumps onto a support once again. Hadi stuck by Skitza says, here, take this. Hadi into next week explodes, and one-man army takes point A in spectacular fashion.
My heart flutters when I see a Reinhardt, but even Hattie has to agree that that was not great, and that was a reminder of, yeah, that's why you don't play Rein right now. You just end up being a shield bot, and that's not enough pressure or value. So Hattie, unfortunately, is going to go on to the Orisa. I say unfortunately just because, you know, it's nasty, it works, but, you know, it ain't the cleanest of styles. But High Noon is going to come out from Sparker soon. They won't even need it, though. Ava goes down.
Hadi taking out Avo is a bad sign for one-man army. You see Skitza up on the high ground, drops down as Landon and Sparker find the damage, and yeah, right now it's just Spacestation Gaming pushing one-man army back. Avo.
Yeah, they are going to invest the Doom ult here, try and get a set up. They do have Kitsune Rush, but Ollie's down right now. Straber might need to use Beat if they want to keep this fight going.
Alright, here we go. One-man army ready to engage once again. Theomatic has to dive out in the face of the Amp Matrix. Sparker is just chilling, sitting behind this Amp Matrix. You know, does a lot of damage anyway with that Amp Matrix. So much more. Walks up to the high ground, and Space Station just, you're going to disengage for a quick second as well. Strayboard didn't want to.
Yeah, let's call it out. Sparker will find you no matter how safe you think you are. That's the terrifying reality you have to face when you get Space Station right now, and out of the sky. Bye-bye. Turn to a Doom rollout, roll back to spawn, is what Sparker says to you. And yeah, that kiting came because both those picks of worlds came from one-man army. A lot of the resources came out of Space Station. They had to regain them. And now look at this absolute presence on the map. They're pushing them up to their own goddamn spawn, Fletch.
This is a massacre right now. There hasn't really been an actual fight since that first one where Hadi was on Ramatra. I mean, one-man army, they come back together. They're going to pop this overclock to see if Avo can find something. Avo has been their knight in shining armor thus far. Hadi, anteed up, is able to kill Straybo with the Terra Surge, but it's 2 for 1 there. Avo drops Hadi, but Psycho answers with a Pulse Bomb, and the late pick on the Theomatic. It's not looking good for a one-man army.
Yeah, Ollie goes onto the Ana, I imagine, for the anti-nade onto Hadi to try and bring that Orisa down and nullify that survivability. However, you need to be very careful how you do follow up onto that. You need to force those resources first. Skitza, of course, going to be looking for this pulse. You could imagine an anti-nade pulse combo onto Hadi might be enough to burst him down, but that's still quite a risky investment.
One-man army playing their patience. They still have a little bit of time here. Oh my god! The Hadi with the spear landed in funny Astro, cleaning up Theomatic. I mean, they lose their tank, and despite Skits' pulse bomb, it will be Space Station Gaming asserting their dominance here.
Aye, completely, totally, and ultimately, they're just doing it. I mean, Hattie's just chilling in the monkey bubble because they know that as a wrestler, they just have that survivability. This team knows themselves so well. You talk about the history they have with each other, but also their strong coaching lineup as well has whipped them up into this shape. They're in a feverish pitch right now. Nano is available for one-man army. Probably going to try get into that backline with Landon, try and take that BAP down. But then you're pushing into High Noon, you're pushing into the window. Be also available. This is going to be a big outfight, and I think Space Station just have the edge.
Alright, here we go. One-man army ready to get aggressive once again, but Landon is just pumping out so much damage on this Baptiste right now. Theomatic just has to play safe. And Matrix gonna come out. The nano boost on the Theomatic, but he has to pop the Primal Rage because he was anti. So the Primal Rage comes out from Theomatic, and the nano boost is useless for a one-man army. I mean, Psycho is going to be able to take down Skitsa. They're going to back up for Space Station Gaming for the time being. They're going to play safe here. But, I mean, as Hottie just decides to go in again all alone, when the Terror Surge comes out, Hottie is able to turn Avo into a fine red mist. Skitsa for 2, but Sparker answers with the kill on the Stray Boar, and Space Station Gaming are just absolutely slaughtering this army right now.
Yeah, Space Station are on their Viltrumite game right now. There is no one that could even put a mark onto them the way they're playing. Hattie's so confident that the Reinhardt comes back out for this final fight, able to get those deep swings in, potentially get a quick shatter if they're forced onto the point here.
All right, overtime begins for one-man army on their attack, and it will be Psycho that falls first here. Theomatic trying to get this overhead, trying to get this damage with these abilities from the Doom Fist, but it will be Avo. Unfortunately, Phony Astro and Sparker from the high ground. Slept is Sparker taking a nap on the job, but I mean, right now, one-man army is only it's only 2 people right now, and now it is just a proper one-man army. Now it's a zero-man army. A one-man army gets, you know, they were able to get a really good fight on the first point, but ever since that point, it was just claustrophobic from Space Station Gaming. A 2-0 series as Space Station Gaming dominates the Swiss stages.
It's dominant, like you said, and to continue, you know, something that Spectrum touched on, they stand victorious with a mass grave behind them, an undefeated